Good morning, good morning, good morning. Whew. So, hi Wisco Gal, hi Christoph, hi Kels, hi Muggsy. Muggsy, I'm glad you're here. So, last night after George's live, um, I laid down. I had a procedure done yesterday. And trust me, the next one that's going to get done, I'm not getting any local. They're going to knock my ass out because you can feel everything, even though you feel the pressure. Okay. So I lay down and I I basically went to sleep. So my IG starts uh, ding, 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 at least 4 or 5 times. I'm going to just check to make sure I'm not exaggerating here. Hold on. Let me go look at my IG. So this is not. Hold on. IG. So I'm getting messages on IG about me being brought up in Georgie's live. Okay. So I'm like, wait a minute, what? And then I get the message that Muggsy was on panel. So, and they were bringing up, I guess, whatever happened on my panel that day. So I sent a message to two people that I know that she speaks to, Ballcat, to tell her um, to keep my name out of this BS, is what I said. Okay. Because I don't want any parts of it. So then I go in and I listen to see how this happened. I understand that Jew. Um, okay, we'll do. So I go in and I listen, and I heard the thing about Lauren, and I sent Lauren a message this morning to see if that was really her. I called you this morning to see if that was really her, and I haven't heard back from her yet. So, because I know when Lauren came in here, I was happy to see her, and she said she had taken a break. But then I was listening to Georgie saying that she looked at it and that the date that she joined YouTube was 2023. So okay, I went a little further. Then I heard her say that something about some comments. She felt that she was threatened because she was going to be moved up on the list. Okay, those are her feelings. I don't understand how your feelings compute to questioning Muggsy about what he did in my chat or what happened on my panel. I don't understand how that computes. I felt that was a little messy. Those are my feelings. So then I found her on IG and I sent her a message. I'm going to say it again. I don't want no parts of that BS. I brought Muggsy up here so he can tell his side of his story. Anybody that was in my life the day before and the day of knew exactly I was going to bring him up. That's all I'm going to say on that. Good morning, Gypsy. Good morning, Sweet Potato. Good morning, Christoph. And that's it. Those are my feelings, and that's the way I feel about it. I understand you want to question him about whatever, about you. That's fine. Don't question him about me. So we go back way to IG, and I do feel that my feelings are valid, whether you think so or not. They're valid. Good morning, Snuggle Bunny. Anyway, anyway, that's it. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. Don't bring me into the BS. Oh my goodness. Okay. Good morning, Ghostface. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You didn't miss anything, Gypsy. You didn't miss anything. So I finally was able to well, not really even go back to sleep because I was so pissed. I was in and out of sleep. And I've been up since around 3 o'clock this morning. And I'm glad Bambi was live. So I went in and I was listening to her. She's talking about the curse of the Kennedys. So I'm gonna go back in and watch it from the beginning because I never saw that that little documentary she's playing. Oh, I made coffee about an hour ago. About an hour ago. Today is Friday. My leg, Gypsy. So yesterday I had my first RFA, and I was saying it earlier. They gave me a local, and I felt all the pressure. I felt, um, and this morning I actually woke up stiff, so I just couldn't get comfortable. And I told you guys I had ordered my food the day so my food would be here when I get home. When I got home, I'm thinking, oh shit, my food's gonna be cold. My food's gonna be cold. My food wasn't even here. So I called DoorDash to see why my delivery hasn't been made yet. And they told me the store was temporarily closed. I'm like, don't you think you should have sent me a notification about that? So they gave me my money back plus a $10 credit on my next DoorDash order. So I just turned around and I ordered a spicy chicken sandwich from McDonald's and French fries. So because I wasn't supposed to do anything but go home, um, elevate and rest. So that's what I was trying to do. And but the next time I go in 10 days, which I'm going to wait till after I come back. But 10 days is going to be stage two, and they're going to knock my ass out. I don't want any local, no nothing. So when I got up, I was watching Lori Jones. And I see that Sophie is now going to be covering Lori. Her behavior has gotten really weird in the last 2 months. You can see she's on something. I don't think she does crack. I don't know if it's pills, but she's saying that uh, she's clean, and I don't know, but something is going on. There's something mental going on there. And it was quite disturbing over the last 3 days when I've actually watched her. I actually watched her on IG. I couldn't take no more. So then I saw Mickey Mouse. But our friend, good morning, fight like a girl. Our friend, Lisa, went live yesterday. And guys, I have some stuff we're going to talk about. There was another shooting in New Orleans yesterday in the French Quarter. So New Orleans is now starting to live up to their name, the murder capital. Okay, they are definitely living up to their name right now. Um, Shit, they have more murders in New Orleans than I think they have in Norfolk now. Norfolk used to be the murder capital, and based on the size, people per capita. Hold on, guys, I have to stand up. New Orleans is on a roll right now. Shit. Uh, Hold on, I'm coming. Oh, so okay, I had to go get that out the chair. So Lisa went live yesterday, but 3 or 4 times. Hi, Missy Tessa. Good morning. You know what? She might. Ghostface, if you saw her eyes and just the dumb shit she's doing, it's, I don't think this woman actually sleeps. When I look at Mickey Mouse's thing, Lori is live 145, 345, 4 something. And then she changes clothes like maybe 5, 6 times a day. No, you can't go anywhere these days. So um yesterday, um so the whole thing is that Kim is no longer going to be giving Lisa money. She said in the course of 2 months, she gave her like $4,000. Okay. Uh, Bitch, you crazy. High party rock. She is definitely crazy. So Kim was giving her money so she wouldn't go live and be begging. Okay. And Kim knew the money, she says that, sometimes it's for food, but she was trying to be a friend, I guess, and keep her from going online begging and making herself look bad. Yesterday, it was a shit show of all the shit shows. This woman goes online. She's basically extorting. She's talking about she needs socks and underwear to go to rehab. And well, that's just it. She's not going. I typed in her chat. I said, whether you go or not, that's on you. Then her daughter is in Discord saying that her mother has never worn underwear a day of her life. And I was like, oh my God. So hold on. Let me get to her. Here we go. I want you to see her. Wait a minute. Where is she? Hold on. Let's play.
Sorry, I had. Yes, that's really what I want. No, it isn't. It's not true. So if anybody could please help, please. That's not true. I just looked. It's not gone. What the fuck? It's not. I just went and looked because I thought maybe somebody would send something and nobody did.
Her fingernails are black. Her fingers are black. This woman is not clean. And I want you to be able to see her. Okay. There she is. She's not clean. She's not
So nobody's gonna help. Thank you next 9. And anybody please help.
Yes, it was.
Let me turn this off. Hold on a second. Let me check something.
You have a blessed day too. It was her drug dealer's Cash App. Then she came back with another Cash App. Hi, Polly. Good morning.
Yeah, I just checked it. It's thank you next 9, like spelled on the sticker, guys. Please, somebody please. And I need mods, like really bad. Like I'm leaving, and I need to get some.
She said she needs to get socks, underwear, and 2 packs of cigs to go to rehab. You don't need to take anything to rehab.
I don't care if you do or not. There's some nice people on here that fucking will help, I'm hoping. Can you at least send me money to get smoked? It's thank you next 9. That's what it is. Please.
But she was lying and said she was sick. She went in Discord and said it was a lie. She admitted in Discord that she received she's not sure how much money, but she got lots of money from Kim. She admitted to getting over $100 the other day on her Facebook pay from Kim. She admitted to getting the $25. She said that it went to Stephanie, but Kim showed the proof where she sent the money to Lisa and she said thank you. In the course of a day and a half, she smoked over $200 in crack. Anybody keeps giving this woman money is an enabler, and they are part of her. If she ODs, they're going to go back and look. Her sisters have asked, her daughters have asked, don't send her money. She's hitting people in their DMs on Facebook. This one woman came in a Discord and said she felt so bad, and they were telling her, don't send her anything. Donate to a charity. She says, well, she does. She plays on people's emotions and they give in. That's what she was doing to Kim. She's not a real friend to anybody. It's all about Lisa. It's all about Lisa. And she plays on the manipulation and crying, and they're talking about my teeth. You didn't care about your teeth when you were smoking all that damn crack. You're on methadone and you still doing drugs.
It's very embarrassing. I'm tired of getting on here and doing this.
It's embarrassing for us too.
Like, please. Somebody fucking help me. It's Cash App, yes. It's Cash App. Thank you. The letter U, next 9. It's not true. I have to do it. I need to stop.
Okay, so when she says she needs to stop, good morning, Savage. It's not the stuff she's asking you for. So the thing is, she told people that it was her Cash App. She created it, and the girl on the picture was a friend of hers. But then she says she made up the name. She can't keep her lies straight at all. She can't keep her lies straight. Can't keep them straight. This is sad.
I need the stuff, and Dollar General is gonna close. Like, I need the stuff. Yeah, laugh all you want.
Yep, she gave her
Laugh all
money
you want.
from getting sick, from withdrawals. She's never been to an
Hold on a second. Let me check and see what picture I put on there.
See?
Hold on.
Look.
I just checked.
She had to check to see what picture she put on there. But she told us this is something she made up. She can't keep her shit straight.
Request with no money. So, wow. Thank you guys so much.
Make whining.
Yeah, thank you. Next, number 9. It's popping up. It's a picture of a African American girl. So if anybody can help, even with just $10, so I can fucking please get some stuff, please. Tomorrow morning.
She's going to rehab. Party Rock, I saw your video of the Cyndi Lauper thing. Yeah, she still has it. She still has it.
I was asking for 35 total, but anything helps. Anything helps. Anything. Mimi's just a name I made up so that they don't mess. Never mind. But yes, if you found it, that's the right Cash App. It's mine. It's mine. The store's right there. I'm like in front of it. I'm freezing. I have a fever. I'm freezing on the outside. The picture's an African American girl.
I went back and I watched your take on Lori, and I don't know how long you've been watching her, but over the last, I'm going to say, couple of weeks, her behavior has completely been bonkers. I mean, the woman doesn't sleep. Something is seriously wrong with her, and I think it's a lot of mental stuff. And I hope when she and Andy goes to court in January that Andy gets guardianship of those girls, because Lori has just completely flipped her lid.
Girl, it's just a friend of mine. Nobody is doing it. Thanks so much for this. I'm not going. I'm not going.
She's not going.
I can't go. I don't have anything, guys.
Where's my comment? It's coming up.
Yeah, good. I'm not going, ma'am. My mom's gonna be so mad I wasted all that money on that ticket.
Now she's saying she wasted all that money on the ticket. Before, the people were going to send her transport. They were going to buy the ticket. She keeps showing that same bus ticket she used way back in January, which I pointed out 2 different confirmation numbers. She's never been going to, she was, good morning, Pink Butterfly. She was never going to go to rehab. Oh, she's taken. Okay, somebody. Okay. All right. I didn't see the other one. I just saw the one you did yesterday. And I saw the video that you posted this morning because I was up and I left you a comment. But she's never been going to rehab, guys. She lied and said she was going to NA meeting, something she had her 1 week chip. You don't get chips in NA meetings. She was lying to get money for an Uber so she can get more drugs. She sat there on the Discord and said that she has a stalker, and the guy, she was trying to get a picture, get a good look at him, but her boy pulled up. She just told you right there in Discord that she's still doing drugs. And people go, oh, I'm so proud of you. You're going to have the greatest comeback story. Get the fuck out of here.
But it's fine. The Cash App is thank you. The next 9 is on the sticker, please. As I was. As I was. I am ready. I'm just trying to get a couple more things at the Dollar General. Like, I'm up here.
And this Christy was freezing, bro. What's your Cash App?
I'm so glad that I'm just being trolled and that people are saying they couldn't find it, but nobody sent anything. If you do send anything to thank you next number 9, screenshot and send it to Lisa Harvey at gmail.com and give me your TikTok name.
She is Cash App banned. Now she's up here offering them to mod on TikTok for money, which is against TOS.
I can mod you if you want to mod, please. So I don't forget. Okay. Yes, I do intend on going. I just need a couple more fucking things, bro. Like, that's it. Because I don't want to forget.
I think I missed my comment.
The Dollar General's right there. It's right the fuck here. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm standing here.
She can't come in her neighborhood anymore. Okay? My comment on here was, if you go, you go. If you don't, you don't. It's your life, not ours.
Where's the camera? Flip camera. It's right the fuck there. It's right there. Like, I'm fucking standing here waiting to go to the fucking Dollar General. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I have no reason to be telling you guys that. Ma'am, I can't show me purchasing with no money. Like, I can't show you that with no money.
Let's remember, she had over $200 that she blew on smoking crack.
This is bullshit. I need to get some socks and some white teas, and I don't have any fucking cigarettes or anything. And all I have is this cash.
Snot hanging out her nose. Look at the snot hanging out her nose. A grown ass woman. Look at the snot hanging out her nose.
Yeah, thank you next 9. It's not CVS. It's Dollar General.
She just wipes it.
It's Dollar General. It's Dollar General. I do need stuff. Oh my fucking god, dude. It is Family Dollar G. It really is. I promise it is.
Most of these people been to rehab that's in this chat, and they're telling her, you don't need anything when you go to rehab. Yep, she's hurting without Kim's money. Exactly.
It really is, I swear. So if anybody can help.
This way.
It doesn't matter if he has a washing machine, okay? I don't have anything. I didn't get to take anything with me from my old house. I don't have shit. You guys, I don't. And you are making me really upset, okay?
The fake stuttering?
I don't have plenty of clothes. I wear the same shit, whatever.
Your sister said you need nothing. That's what her sister said. Her sister was on camera.
This is so sad.
Her daughter was in Discord making fun of her last night. Good morning, Riley.
Because on Discord, I'm not reading the chat, getting called a bunch of names. Okay? Yeah, I'm stuttering because I'm upset and having anxiety.
Good morning, Alexis.
I've been up here for an hour. It's 32 degrees, and I just want to go to Dollar General and get my stuff and cigarettes and go home. Okay? That's it. That's all I want to do, guys. That's all. This is $10.
$10. From 35 to 10, then $1. Some guy came by. He was like, "No cigarettes for you." He was laughing,
and everybody thinks it's so funny.
This is Lisa. I'm waiting for her to come live this morning to see what the hell she's going to do, because she done told everybody she's going to rehab today, which we all know she's not going to rehab. She is not going to go to rehab. She doesn't want help. She plays on everybody's emotions. Okay? That's what she does. She plays on people's emotions, and she wants everybody to feel sorry for her. I have no empathy or sympathy for her at all. None. Oh, you heard him savage when he was like, no cigarettes for you today. That shit was so funny. But I'm going to bring you this one. So this happened in Florida, which I don't understand this. This is about a Texas Southern student. So let's take a look at this. Now
Let's get to a developing story.
Mind you, she done stabbed him before. She done all kind of shit because he wouldn't show her his phone. This time it went too far.
A Texas Southern University student is accused of stabbing her boyfriend to death. The killing apparently happened back in August in the Orlando area, but she was recently arrested right here in Houston. Michelle Choi joins us now from the newsroom. Michelle, TSU police made the arrest.
On the TSU.
They did, Mia. According to TSU officials, they arrested her on Friday at their off-campus residence within 24 hours after Florida authorities contacted them. This evening, there's still a lot of questions surrounding this case, including why it took several months for authorities to take Cooper into custody, as well as when and if she'll be extradited back to Florida. This is 18-year-old Zoe Cooper in probable cause court shortly after she was arrested by TSU police. According to Florida's Orange County Sheriff's Office, she's been wanted for months, charged with second-degree murder, accused of stabbing her boyfriend, 19-year-old Darius Massey, to death back on August 14th. These are photos of him from his high school graduation, including here with his mom. According to the arrest warrant affidavit, Massey was staying with Cooper at her home in Orlando when the two got into a physical altercation after Massey wouldn't let her see his phone. Court docs allege after striking one another, Cooper armed herself with a knife and at some point stabbed Massey. She later drove him to the hospital and left without getting out. Investigators say Massey died before deputies arrived. The next day, according to court docs, Cooper posted a picture of the two on social media, saying in part, "If I could take it back or trade place in a heartbeat, I would. I love you always. I'm truly sorry for what I did. It wasn't supposed to be this way." According to the affidavit, the autopsy revealed Massey was stabbed in the heart as well as his left shoulder. It also alleges a history of abuse. Investigators say they learned Cooper allegedly attacked Massey.
It's always her attacking him. If you can't trust somebody, I have never asked anyone to see their cell phone or their pager or anything else. If you can't trust the person you're with, you don't need to be with that person. 18, 19, 16, whatever, I don't care.
At school last December for again not letting her see his phone and accusing him of talking to other girls. They also found numerous threatening text messages she sent him where she allegedly said things like, "I should have killed you and I'm glad I stabbed you." According to the Harris County DA's office, Cooper was released from jail Wednesday, just days after being arrested. It's still unclear why, but according to court docs, it reads, "Demanding jurisdiction, released hold, will not extradite." Yeah, we've reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office asking for clarification, but they've referred us to the Florida State Attorney's Office for details about the extradition. Back to you.
We'll take it.
To arrest her. Okay, this Wisconsin man, Wisco gal. This is the kayaker that faked his death. Guess what? He's alive. It's alive. It's alive. That's the Frankenstein game, okay?
It's approximately 10 a.m. by you guys. I'm in my apartment. I am safe.
New cell phone video shows a Wisconsin man appearing safe and unharmed after authorities say he faked his own death.
The bad news is we do not know where Ryan exactly is.
Police say back in August, Ryan Borgwart disappeared after going kayaking on this lake.
They've been looking for him and looking for him. He faked his death.
Search and rescue crews finding the 45-year-old's capsized kayak in his car parked nearby. His wallet, keys, and license found in a tackle box. His cell phone at the bottom of the lake.
One of the reasons why he picked Green Lake was because it was the deepest lake in Wisconsin.
Turns out police say it was all a ruse.
Had personal matters going on.
I thought he was out the country.
And he felt this was the right thing to do.
Police say the husband and father of three caught a bus to the Canadian border before boarding a plane. Authorities believe he's now somewhere in Eastern Europe.
No warrants have been issued yet. We believe that warrants will not be needed if Ryan cooperates and decides to turn and return home soon.
Investigators became suspicious after they found out Borgwart's name had been checked by Canadian law enforcement the day after his disappearance. Investigators say Borgwart had been communicating with a woman in Uzbekistan.
We keep pulling at his heartstring.
Investigators say they're in touch with Borgwart every day, urging him to come home.
Christmas is coming. And what better gift?
What did they issue a warrant for?
He could give his
death.
kids.
What did he do?
Is to be there for
By
Christmas.
faking his death. And
Borgwart
guys, there's
faces
a beast
state
before
obstruction
us.
charges for
Rob
faking
Beef
his
is being
death, and
recalled.
federal charges are also being considered. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
It's they were using all kind of resources to find this man. And
A
guess
desperate
what?
search continues
So,
this morning for a
This is about Hannah. She's the young woman from Hawaii that went missing in California, and now they're thinking that she's been trafficked. They have her on video surveillance talking with an unknown man, and they believe that she was kidnapped and being trafficked. But that's just allegedly. They don't know. So here we go.
Hawaii woman who disappeared in LA. The FBI is now investigating what happened to Hannah Kobayashi.
Oh, he also
The 30-year-old
okay.
missed a connecting flight from LAX to New York on November 8th. Instead, it appears she toured the Grove Shopping Center and went to a local event in the following days. Her family says they received text messages from her that were out of character, and they also obtained new surveillance video that shows her near the Pico metro station. And they say she wasn't alone in that footage. They think she was abducted or even trafficked.
But here's the thing. She had a layover, which was, she decided to go explore Los Angeles. I remember when my daughter-in-law and my granddaughters had a layover in Istanbul, and I told her, do not take her ass outside of that airport. So they stayed in the hotel in the airport, because this is what happens. Well, not what happens, but this can happen. You have women traveling alone. Shit, I travel alone all the time. But they think she went missing, but she had a layover. She decided to leave the airport, go out, explore. But then they said she had been there for a couple of days. Her layover wasn't for a couple of days.
And joining me now
Hi,
is
Golden
her
Girls.
father and
Good
her
morning.
aunt, Ryan Kobayashi and Loree Pigeon. Thank you so much for being here.
So
I'm
this
so
is
sorry
her
in some of these
father
circumstances. I know it's
and
been,
her, I think it's her daughter.
must be an agonizing time
her
for
sister.
you right now.
and her
How
mother.
are you doing?
We're really tired, but we are remaining hopeful, and we are remaining, vigilant,
What have you learned? All these clues are kind of emerging. There's images and surveillance video. You saw the images at LAX. What are you learning on a daily basis? And what is the very latest in the case?
So we, through our own investigative work, we've kind of tracked her down. Just a quick synopsis, she missed her flight. She ran, she was trying to connect her flight. We believe that she was on standby. And that because of that, she was going and just basically exploring LA. We have found out that she did charge her phone on Saturday. An employee confirmed it. We actually got proof of her filling out in her own handwriting a mailing list with her address in Hawaii. And then, that's when things got really fuzzy, was on Monday with the weird, very strange text messages that were coming to her family. And we were made aware of video surveillance that shows her with an unidentified person exiting the, around the Pico metro station. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of where we lose her.
And Brian, can you talk about those text messages and why they were so out of character for her?
Well, just the wording that she used and just seemed kind of odd, off base, yeah.
And she said something about giving away her money to someone she thought she was in love with or something. What did they say?
Yeah, it basically said that she gave all her funds away, and just the word funds, not money, not cash, to someone that she loved. Another thing is that Hannah speaks in emojis. Even if you look at her Instagram profile, it's thousands of emojis, and within these texts, there's not a single emoji.
So it's not her.
And it's just stealing her identity. She had a spiritual awakening. It was bizarre. And so it wasn't out of character for
I think it's Sarper. I think it's Sarper. Sarper said, watch out, LA ladies, here I come. I think it's Sarper, okay? Hi, Sarah motherfucking Z.
There's a
Happy
rally happening today
Friday.
at Crypto Arena. How can people
Yes,
help?
click the
What are
like
you
button,
asking
guys.
for from
Please,
the
please,
public?
please hit that
So
thumbs
we
up
would
for me.
just like people
Back
to show
out.
up
So hit the
at 3
thumbs up.
p.m.
I really would
You know,
appreciate it.
the Lakers game is happening, and she was seen 2 blocks over, and people are coming in from all across California. And I just want to say thank you to the public of Los Angeles, because they've been so helpful. So if you can come to the rally, we're handing out flyers because the family doesn't know how long we can be here. So we can hand out flyers to keep the support going, and to, you know, just give an update to all the people and kind of create the narrative and the truth, you know, and kind of dismay some of the crazy, wild things that are out there, and you know, let them see the family.
And Ryan, if you could talk to her, if she could see this message from you, if she could see some of your appearances, what would be your message to her?
Love you, Hannah. You know, just love all the love and support she has. Everybody's praying for her
This
safe
is
return,
sad.
and you know,
Well, anytime a
I'm
person
just
goes
grateful for
missing,
everything
it's sad.
that everybody's
So-
outpouring. It's been overwhelming. Yeah.
And what is she like as a person?
Oh, she's the kindest heart, you know, and everything about her was just
looks like
beautiful.
her dad.
You know.
Well, we wish you the best. We wish a speedy recovery for her, and that you get some answers.
Speedy recovery.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Christine.
much.
Casey
Parole denied for Susan
Okay,
Smith.
so I'm gonna wait on Susan Smith because I wanted you to see her statements, but her ex-husband's statement to me said a lot. Okay, it said a lot. That man is still in pain, very much so. But I just feel that hold on a second. I just feel that she can apply again in 2026. Okay. I don't feel that Susan Smith needs to be out at all. But I did want to bring you this story about this baby that ingested cocaine, okay, at a Daycare. Oh, Lord, your kids aren't safe anywhere. Good morning, Daddy.
The baby
Oh,
I brought home that day is not the
Hang
same
on.
baby that I dropped off.
And that is Kimberly Hobson. Her son Prince was the baby exposed to cocaine at that Daycare.
It's something she says has changed their lives forever. Jenna Ray has the exclusive story.
If I would have never took him to the emergency room that day, I would have never known about the cocaine.
On May 15th, Kimberly Hobson got an unexpected call from her son's daycare.
Saying I need to pick him up because he was throwing up.
When she took him home,
I laid him down and I lift up his shirt. You just see a whole bunch of scratches on his stomach, his side, his butt. There's bruises on his back. Mama bear kicked in. I went right back up to the daycare and I confronted everybody there.
Kimberly says she got no answers from the Daycare employees. And after taking Prince to the ER and filing a police report,
CPS, a group of officers came here. They were just like, his toxicology report came back positive for cocaine.
I first met Kimberly 2 weeks after that.
Every day he's coming here, I'm thinking he's safe.
Since that day, my investigation revealed the Oak Creek Daycare has more than 24 violations cited by the Department of Children and Families, including staff being aggressive with infants, undocumented injuries, kids having access to power tools and toxic chemicals, and cocaine inside the infant room. In October, we learned DCF suspended, then revoked the daycare's license.
Really?
That was the first time I smiled in a long time. I was happy. I'm still happy about that.
Yeah, and it's still closed today.
Oh, yes, it
You
is.
think it should remain closed?
Oh, yeah, permanently.
Since Prince's incident in May, the daycare's had 7 more violations, all of them related to child injuries that...
Look at this shit. 2 children observed wandering the building without adult supervision. Preschool child found in foyer by licensing staff. Injuries received by a 17-month-old child in care were not documented on the date the child was injured, and that the injury was observed by staff. A child sustained non-accidental injuries. Another agency, Marta, sorting of abuse based on injuries. Look at all these violations they did. Good morning, Muggsy. Good morning. Hi, Aesops.
went unreported and carelessness of staff.
It makes me feel sad because Like at the time he was 11 months old. He is so innocent. Like if you knew the baby before, like he was just so happy. His daily routine has been messed up due to, unfortunately, what happened at Kindercare. He has a lot of developmental delays now. Might be special needs now. I wish I didn't send him to Kindercare that day. I wish that day I wouldn't have. That day just changed everything.
What if this child would have OD'd? Which you don't hear about too many people ODing on cocaine because you pee it right out. But this is a baby. This is a baby. You go to work, you drop your child off at daycare. This is a baby that can't talk. And you expect them to take care of your child. But you get that child back and he's not the same way you left him. Then you find out there's cocaine in his system. Just like that daycare in New York where there was fentanyl and 2 kids died.
In Oak Creek, Jenna Ray, TMJ4 News.
We're told Kindercare is trying to appeal DCF's decision to revoke its license. We reached out to Kindercare and we're waiting to hear back.
And if you are looking for a daycare or want to see if your child's daycare has any violations, you can scan this QR code you see on your screen right now and search facilities across the state of Wisconsin.
I did that when we were putting Chris in pre-K. I searched and I found the one he went to. It was just Kids Are Kids. I made sure I went through and I checked the violations, what they had. They had cameras and everything in there. You can log in and check what's going on all during the day. I damn sure did that. I had access to the cameras. His dad had access to the cameras. So we just wanted to make sure that he was safe there. Even though he was talking, he was able to talk. He's 4 years old. But you still want to see what's going on. So that's what I did. So I don't know.
This has been going on for a very long time.
And I know when Nathan was looking for, like when he was in Vegas, they moved there, and they had nanny care. They would do the background checks and stuff on the nannies and everything there. You can't trust your children or your elderly parents. Our elderly relatives. We saw that woman that was beating up that elderly woman on camera and her family saw it. You can't trust basically anyone.
And this family has had about all they can take. Now they're begging for help.
Now this is about a neighbor that's been avoiding restraining orders. We saw one like this, he just got a restraining order, but the neighbor that was busting out the windows and stuff of people's cars. So fear thy neighbor.
My mom was bleeding in the face. Her tooth was knocked loose. She had scratches all over her chest. She was bleeding profusely. Who wants to see their parent like that? You feeling okay?
Since 2020, Stephanie Mendez's mother, Zoida, has endured unprovoked physical attacks and ongoing harassment from her neighbor, Nancy Varela.
You get no respect, you're an ugly ass.
Varela has vandalized property in the neighborhood and continues to threaten Zoida. This was captured on October 23rd.
What the? She stole my peace, my soul.
Zoida says she is consumed by anxiety and fear, constantly worried her neighbor could strike at any moment.
I used to be brave, so active. So since that day, it changed all my life. Todo cambió.
Restraining orders have been filed against Varela, which she has repeatedly violated. And although Varela has been arrested multiple times,
she's usually released within a day or a couple of days.
That's why Stephanie took her plea to the Santa Ana City Council this week, desperately seeking help for her mother.
My family has been dealing with this for almost 5 years now, and nothing has stopped our violent neighbor. Not calls to the police, not restraining orders, not court hearings, not arrests, not jail time.
Santa Ana Mayor Valeria Mesqua issued a statement that says in part, I have full faith in the Santa Ana Police Department to thoroughly investigate and address this matter to the full extent that the law allows.
It lacks any kind of accountability. It lacks any kind of plan. What is the plan?
For now, Zoida continues to feel like a prisoner in her own home.
No tengo quien me defienda.
We did speak with the
Yeah,
Santa
her hair
Ana
is
Police
beautiful.
Department, and they tell us that there is an active investigation into this case. And they also said, quote, "We sympathize with their frustration, and we're using all resources available to try to bring this case to a resolution."
Okay, right there. There's been multiple restraining orders, multiple court cases, and she still isn't locked up. They haven't. Now what's going to happen when she actually cased this woman? You saw her on video saying she's going to kill her. She's mentally ill. I watched yesterday while I was getting my stuff done. I was watching Crazy Train. She did the foyer on Heather Gillespie getting arrested. And I need, can somebody go to Crazy Train and pull that link and drop in the chat? I need you to see Heather Gillespie's behavior. Just like that woman that was standing in that parking lot, that's how Heather Gillespie was acting. They asked her multiple times to leave the premises. She put on this whole big show. I remember seeing this on her IG in 2023. Now she was talking about it on her live stream the other day on YouTube, and she actually changed the whole story up. So, well, a couple of weeks back. So Crazy Train went and pulled, good morning, T-Love, the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act. She went and pulled it, and she played it. And you see exactly what happened when they arrested her, when they got her to the jail. She is mental. Okay. Good morning, Brown Eyed Girl. She is a mental patient. Now, if something happens to this woman, we've heard the pleas, we see them asking for help. Restraint, and nothing stops her. Bust the woman's tooth out her mouth, scratched her up. A lot of people can't afford to move. And this has been going on for years. And nothing's been done with this woman. Nothing. She get arrested, they release her. They need to trespass her off the premises. I don't know why that hasn't happened. Or if she just comes there, or, but still, it's just psycho.
Now, we also tried to speak with Varela, but she was not home. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
As disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy...
Let's stop this. Lord have mercy. Sean Diddy goes to court again this morning. Oh, I thought I put the banner up. It's not there? It is there. I put the banner up. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I thought I did. Is it running? Yep, there it is. Okay. Sorry. Thank you. That's Crazy Train. I actually follow Crazy Train. And because, at one point I was actually speaking on Heather Gillespie, but then I got to the point where I couldn't take her anymore, just like I do with Lisa at times, until her behavior gets completely out of control. So I just started watching Crazy Train. And I'm in that, I'm actually in that Discord for Heather, and I'm actually on that Reddit page for Heather. And this woman is crazy. But Sean Diddy goes to court this morning for another bail hearing. But now they're coming after Tony Bugsby. But I want to show you this before I do that. Okay.
One person is in custody after a deadly quadruple shooting in the French Quarter.
This happened in the French Quarter yesterday. 4 people were shot. 1 person is now deceased. Now, they did arrest, I don't know if this is going to show here, but 3 people were arrested. And they're young adults, 19, 20, 22.
Just after noon today. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for watching. I'm Katie Moore.
And I'm Cherise Gibson. Now, this comes just days after 2 people were killed and 11 were injured in 2 separate shootings at the Second Line in the 9th Ward. New Orleans police say this was a targeted shooting. It happened on Iberville Street near Royal at around 12:15.
And tonight we do have team coverage for you of the investigation. Rachel Hanley has spoken with local officials about the incident. But we begin tonight with Amelia Strahan live with the latest from the NOPD. Amelia?
And, I was bragging to you guys a couple of weeks ago how Mardi Gras is fun. We don't have all of this stuff being done. It's not even Mardi Gras yet. Mardi Gras is in February. And we've had 1 mass shooting. This one can be considered a mass shooting because it was 4 people that were injured. One is now deceased. And I feel safe when I'm in the French Quarter. But we can tell when shit's kicking off, people start crowding around, you go the other way. But this shit is happening in my city.
Katie and Charisse were actually standing just steps away from where those shots were fired. If you look closely at the restaurant, you can see blue tape that's hiding bullet holes. NOPD says they have a person of interest in custody and believe the shooting was targeted. We talked to witnesses who heard the shots, and they describe a chaotic scene.
Oh no, sorry.
There was probably around 30 to 40 rounds of gunfire.
Aaron Jordan was on Canal Street when he heard shots ring out from the French Quarter.
Boom, 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 real fast.
After the shot stopped, another witness described seeing multiple victims begging for help.
The gentleman in a black and purple top with like red and black sweats comes up the street kind of saying, I'm hit, I'm shot, I'm bleeding. A woman sitting on the ground right there. There was no blood or anything, but she was on the ground as if she had been shot.
According to NOPD, 1 person was killed and 3 were injured during the shooting near Iberville and Royal Streets.
A vehicle pulled up. There were a couple of them on board, and maybe at least 3 on board. They seem to have been targeting a particular person who was in a group. We can tell you that we have already recovered this vehicle.
A picture given to us by our partners at the Time-Picayune, NOLA.com, shows a man in a mask getting into a silver sedan, matching witness description.
I saw that there was a silver in color, I believe it was a Honda 4-door car that sped down Iberville Street.
Thursday afternoon video shows NOPD officers investigating the same car on Crowder Boulevard in New Orleans East. Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick says officers arrested a person of interest, but are still searching for a suspect.
It is such an unfortunate situation, especially in our entertainment area. But from what we can tell, this was targeted.
And we are supposed
targeted attacks. We have people that are beefing on Facebook, on IG. You got people that are telling you where they're at. Come get me. And this is what happens. This is what happens. This shit is ridiculous. So they are now, and they were called the murder capital, and that's what's going on right now. That's what's going on. They're steady shooting. All these innocent people are getting hit. Imagine if it was crowded in the French Quarter that day. How many more innocent people would have been hit because you have a beef with somebody? And they came prepared. You see them getting out the car with masks on. They came prepared. So again, this shit won't change. Now they're open carry. You got young kids. How are you getting these weapons? How are you getting these weapons? So I'm going to go back to Susan Smith because, hold on, let me just stop this. But I wanted you to see that another shooting, and I'm sure my sister's going to call me today and tell me, girl, guess what? We had another one, and another one, and another one bites the dust. I'm sorry. But yes, you know, that song Queen, it was about a mass shooting, and I'm surprised a lot of people didn't know that. You know, Steve walked down the street with a weary look, machine gun, you know, door. Anyway, you just listen to the song. Just listen to the song. See, habanero, but I'm going to tell you, for Mardi Gras, we had one instance one year, and we were at the other end of the parade. Someone got really drunk. It was what parade was it? Got really drunk, lost control of the car, and ran into a crowd of people. We normally don't have these shootings like that. We normally don't have these shootings when we have stuff like that going, like a Second Line or the Jazz Fest. We don't have, because there's so many people that come in for these events. And the cops are deep. They're on horseback. They're on Segway machines. They're walking around. They are deep. But this is not even an event. But the French Quarter is never really empty. It's always crowded with tourists and everything. So it's not safe. At one time they had, this was right after Katrina. They were warning people about going to visit New Orleans because of the violence that was going on down there. That was right after Katrina. And everything got really effed up except the French Quarter. People were going down, they were curious, but they were warning people about going to New Orleans because of the violence. People didn't have money, didn't have homes, and they were robbing people. Just go. I'm serious. If you don't want, I can't even tell you to go in the daytime because this shit happened in the daytime. But normally it's not like that. We would go to the French Quarter. We would get in there around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes we would go home, take a nap, get up, go to the French Quarters, be in the French Quarters around 1 o'clock in the morning. This is not the city that I actually love at all.
Died for Susan Smith. In 1994, Smith killed her 2 young boys, Michael and Alex, in Union County. She claimed they were kidnapped, but 9 days later confessed that she rolled her car into that lake with the boys inside.
Serving a sentence of life in prison, she became eligible for parole today. Ultimately, a board denied her parole unanimously. 7 News' Taylor Farmer is in Columbia with more. Taylor.
Convicted murderer Susan Smith began her statement to the parole board.
Good morning, Bear. Heard you created a ruckus last night. Yeah, I spoke about that earlier.
Crying, stating that she loved her sons, Michael and Alex. Her ex-husband, David Smith, also crying, pleaded to the court, begging that they keep the woman responsible for his son's death behind bars.
Emotional.
She came pretty close to causing me to end my life because of the grief that she brought upon me.
David Smith, ex-husband of Susan Smith, stood by her side in 1994 while she lied to everyone she knew, including him. He said 30 years in prison for killing his sons is not nearly long enough. He says the emotional damage she caused him, family and friends, the community, and those around the country will never be forgotten.
Ultimately, to me, that's only 15 years per child. Her own children. It's just not enough.
David Smith says he believes Susan is still the person she was 30 years ago and says she has never expressed any remorse. Susan told the board she knows what she did was horrible.
And I would give anything if I could go back and change it. And I love Michael and Alex.
She's a liar.
The board asked Smith about getting in trouble several times while behind bars. They asked her if she is not following the rules inside their institution, why would she follow the rules in the outside world?
I know I made a lot of mistakes in here, and I have learned from them. And before this last infraction had been 10 years, because I grew up and I knew that I needed to stop making dumb decisions.
More than 10 people stood in front of the committee asking members to not fall for Smith's lies, as many people did 30 years ago, and asking them to not grant her parole.
I know she wants a chance to be free after only serving 30 years.
She doesn't deserve it.
No.
Punishment has not been achieved yet, and so I would ask you to deny parole.
So to help give this family some peace, it would be best if Susan stayed behind bars and stayed in prison for the rest of her life.
Here's the thing, 30 years, that's 15 years per kid. That is not enough. These kids were robbed of their lives. All because you wanted to be in a relationship with a man. that didn't want to have a ready-made family. Matter of fact, he didn't want any kids. Now, I was supposed to look up and see if he ever got married and had kids. So this is crazy.
She should never be released, and she should not be released now. His hopes and dreams were dashed. I hope you dash hers today and every 2 years hereafter.
Thank you so much.
Oh, his shoes are squeaky. Damn.
Smith was not granted parole. The board denied that unanimously. She will have another chance to make her case in 2026 after 30 years of her eligible for parole every 2 years.
She has a
Live in Columbia, Taylor Farmer,
Makeup
7 News.
isn't too much. She looks beautiful.
Taylor, thank you for your coverage. Smith is currently being held.
So does she. She looks beautiful. Now, where's the Diddy shit that I wanted to show you? Hold on. But it was something else that was happening before Diddy. I needed to show you guys that too. There's a big ruckus going on right now about a cabinet pick that President-elect Trump has made. Okay? A big ruckus. This has come back in the news again. This is about, what is it, Pete Hesbick? Is that his name? Um, his past has come back to haunt him. Now, he was fired. Well, Fox News gave him the option to resign or to fire him. Okay? So, this shit is really, really, it's a little shocking, but we're going to listen to what's going on. This man's life is a total disaster. Okay, but he's the pick for ambassador, secretary of defense. I can't remember. But hold on, let me show you this. This is the man that's been accused of R. This was all on the news. It was popping up all over my feed, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I was listening to Don Lemon yesterday on TikTok. I'm telling you, let me get this down. I was listening to Don Lemon yesterday, and he's on TikTok. And then Debbie sent me a message last night that she was watching Don Lemon as well. So let's just listen to this. Oh, hold on.
In the police report, the sexual assault allegations?
We weren't specific, but since no charges were brought to the authorities, we have only the press reports.
Should you have gotten into some of those specifics? Would that be a more fulsome adjudication of his nomination?
We're looking to have a fulsome.
We'll be looking to have a fulsome something. Hi again, everybody. 5 o'clock in New York. That's the incoming chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Some look into Hegseth is what's needed, considering that last night the Monterey, California Police Department released the full record of the 2017 police investigation in which a woman alleged that Hegseth sexually assaulted her. Hegseth denied the assault occurred, saying the sexual encounter was consensual and no charges were filed, but he did confirm that the woman was paid an undisclosed amount of money in a settlement.
So if there was no sexual assault, he withdrew his name. Okay. So this was all over my feed yesterday. If there was no sexual assault, if it was consensual, why did you pay her the money? Again, why would you pay her money? I would take this shit all the way. I would take it all the way. There was no sexual assault. She filed a police report, but you paid her an undisclosed amount of money.
The newly released 22-page police report includes some disturbing and very graphic details. It says that an emergency room nurse contacted the police after a woman came in saying she had been sexually assaulted by a man days prior, who she identified as Pete Hegseth. The woman, identified only as Jane Doe, said she met Hegseth at a hotel where he was speaking at an event she attended. Jane Doe said that night Hegseth was acting inappropriately with women, and she actually confronted him about that behavior. She acknowledged consuming much more alcohol than normal that day and said things became fuzzy, but then said she found herself in an unknown room. She told police that Hegseth took her phone from her and then physically blocked her attempt to leave the room. She detailed the assault and remembered saying no a lot. The report also includes Hegseth's account of what happened that night. He told police he had drank beer and that what had transpired with the woman was consensual. His lawyer said in a statement today, this, quote, "This police report confirms what I've said all along. The incident was fully investigated and police found the allegation to be false, which is why no charges."
So police didn't say the allegations were false. It was her word against his word, but the 22 pages. But the emergency room nurse is the one that called the police.
Were filed, end quote. But that is not what any page of the police report actually says.
Thank
in fact,
you. Nothing in that 22-page document states that her allegations were false. Nothing says that. Nothing. He paid her.
They do not give a reason for not charging
She dropped it.
Pete Hegseth. The details in the new report assure this will complicate what has already been a challenging confirmation process ahead for Mr. Hegseth. Earlier on the Hill, he was questioned about the allegation.
Did she sexually assault a woman? Now, at the time, he was working for Fox News. At that time, he was working for Fox News.
I have, as far as the media is concerned, it's very simple. The matter was fully investigated, and I was completely clear, and that's what I'm leaving.
It was investigated. You paid.
That's where we start the hour with some of our favorite experts and friends.
Okay,
Retired
so we're
U.S.
not going to go through all of that. It was investigated. He paid her off. She didn't move forward with it. That's what happened. That's what happened. Again, they pay off. So let's get to Diddy since we're talking about payoffs here. Let's do Diddy. Because this shit is just getting ridiculous. I've been looking to see what time his court date is, and I'm sure it's going to be around 9 o'clock, and it's already 9:08 there, but I can't find any cameras outside the courtroom to see if he's actually in court already, and this is what I'm doing. So if you say something, I might miss it. Let me go and share my screen with Diddy, but I've been looking to see if anybody is covering this right now because he is due in court again this morning. Okay, so here we go. Let's listen to Diddy. I don't want that. Get off my screen. Share. All right. I'm going to have to charge my mouse up because my mouse wants to do what it wants to do right now. So, okay, let's listen to this, and I'm going to look and see if I can see if there's...
Sean Diddy Combs prepares to appear in court to argue for bail a third time. New people are coming forward with disturbing allegations against him. I'm going to dig into 5 new lawsuits filed this week and the impact, if any, they could have on Diddy's
thrown out and
federal
had
case.
to refile.
Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Well, when it comes to Sean Diddy Combs, the lawsuits just keep on coming. And particularly when you talk about Texas lawyer T. Busby. He has filed 5 new lawsuits in federal courts on Tuesday with some of the most horrific claims yet against the embattled rapper. The accusations come from both men and women, some just teens when they say that Combs attacked them, others in their late 30s. The claims are all related to alleged conduct in New York and Miami, 2 places where Combs had lived and worked for decades, and they're just as equally as disturbing as what we've heard in the past. And we know that Tony Busby has filed a number of lawsuits already against Sean Combs. He says he represents over 100 alleged victims of Sean Combs. And just to take a step back, you know by now what we're talking about, right? The criminal
And I wanted to discuss Matt Gaetz as well, but we'll talk about that later, probably this weekend, because he was also nominated for Attorney General and he withdrew.
Charges that Sean Combs is facing out of the Southern District of New York. A grand jury indictment led to charges of racketeering conspiracy, transportation to engage in prostitution, sex trafficking. Prosecutors claiming that Combs used his influence as the head of Bad Boy Records and his other businesses, his significant wealth, his influence, his power, to host freak-offs, these elaborate sexual orgies that involved illegal drugs and male prostitutes and coercion and force, and there were entire camera setups. The government said that Combs would go to any lengths, legal or illegal, to satisfy his sexual desires. We know that the rapper was arrested in New York in September. He's been locked up ever since in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. His defense team is actively trying to get him out of there.
Oh,
They're going
2
to be trying
Eastern.
for a
Thank you, no
third
fucks
time to get
given.
him bail, this time in front of Judge
So I'll be
Arun
back then.
Subramanian. We're actually going to be doing a whole separate episode that's coming
11
out tonight,
o'clock
too,
my
on what
time.
you can expect from that bail hearing. And also, we're going to cover that live for you on Friday on Law and Crime as well.
Thank you,
You
no
can check it out
fucks
on our
given,
YouTube page.
and welcome.
But as we now know, he's not
Hi,
just
True
facing the
Bombs.
criminal charges, he is also facing all these lawsuits, a barrage of civil lawsuits. The floodgates, they really seemingly opened after his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, filed that.
See, I was looking into Gantz, okay? I was looking into him, and then all my feeds started coming up with Pete stuff. And I was like, oh, shit, but I didn't know he withdrew, but I knew Matt did. So, shit. Okay, thank you for that.
Bombshell lawsuit against him, claiming that Combs subjected her to a decade of physical, mental, and sexual abuse. Combs adamantly denied the claims, but you remember he settled that lawsuit with Cassie the very next day. And then there was the surge of lawsuits after that, with several other people coming forward to say that while Combs appeared to be everybody's favorite celebrity rapper, appearing on talk shows, guest starring on TV shows and movies, behind the scenes, they say he was essentially a
It's
ruthless
very sad
criminal.
and disappointing, just
Well, on
like R.
Tuesday,
Kelly.
Attorney Tony Busby filed these 5 new complaints, and they share a common theme. They share a common theme with the others that he's filed on behalf of clients who say that Combs abused them. They all talk about Combs' alleged drug use, the claim that he and his associates would drug or lace drinks with GHB or ecstasy,
Yes,
that he
she
would
is
give them
beautiful.
to unsuspecting victims at parties and
I'm
auditions.
quite happy now with our
Allegations that not
husbands
only
and daughters.
he,
But
but
his
his
fine
associates,
ass.
his bodyguards,
Hi, Moisha.
participated in forced
Moisha.
sexual acts. And all the plaintiffs, they have filed anonymously against not only Combs, but also his companies like Bad Boy.
So they filed anonymously. The judge threw out a lawsuit yesterday because they didn't have permission to file with the pseudonym John Doe. So Tony Busby had to refile that lawsuit. So this is getting really nasty and
Entertainment,
bad.
Bad Boy Productions. Now, before I get into this, I have to stress something. Combs has always denied any wrongdoing or criminal activity.
Yes, he has.
He and his attorneys have said that if anything sexual did happen,
It was consensual.
It was consensual.
Of course.
And remember, he
They
hasn't
all
been
say
found
that.
liable in a court of law yet. He hasn't been found guilty in a court of law yet. And I think the argument would be it may seem strange to you and I. You and I might not engage in these kinds of freak-off sessions, but it's not necessarily illegal. By the way, with stories like this, our
Illegal,
content, these Diddy
it's not
allegations, I think it just goes to show you how
drug
important personal safety is. And
Chris Brown
I don't
used to
know
be in
if you think
jail,
about it a
too.
lot, but
Hi,
you know where that
Ryan.
becomes especially important? Protecting your privacy online. I think you'd be shocked at how much of your personal information is actually out there, like your address and your phone number. Do you ever
Hold
wonder
on.
why you get so many... Plaintiff was an actor, regularly traveling across the United States for auditions and roles on stage and screen. After finding out about a role playing a police officer in a music video, plaintiff exchanged phone calls with a female casting director in New York. In October 2001, he traveled to Manhattan to meet with her. Now, we don't know John Doe's age at the time he says he met Sean Combs, but we know that he was an adult. But we've told you about other lawsuits where people claim that when they were children, maybe sometimes when they were auditioning
Yes, his
for Sean
conviction
Combs,
was
they were
overturned.
sexually assaulted. They were drugged.
And I was going to
So
discuss
keep that in
tomorrow.
mind.
There's so much
But going back to
news
this
going
lawsuit,
on.
so John Doe goes to New York. He goes to a hotel near Central Park, and it's there where he meets up with someone appearing to be Sean Combs' bodyguard or an assistant of some kind. And they talk about John Doe's background and his fitness routines. And when Combs comes in, he asks John Doe questions about himself and his trip to New York. And he reportedly wants to know if John Doe is there by himself, meaning did he have any friends in New York?
That's what he always
John
asks.
Doe told him no. Process that for a second. Because then he says Combs allegedly gave John Doe the once-over and said he'll do. A very ominous statement given what the plaintiff says happened next, because the complaint reads, once plaintiff sat back down, the casting director offered him an alcoholic drink, which he declined. She then offered him a Diet Coke in a glass, which he drank, but noted that
I'm
it
play
tasted
that next.
strange. At that point,
Ryan.
plaintiff realized the casting director was the only female in the room. The conversation continued regarding the music video and shooting schedule, but as time passed, plaintiff began to feel dizzy and nauseous. He asked to use the bathroom because he felt like he might pass out. And shortly after that, plaintiff did in fact pass out. Based on information and belief, Combs, by himself or through his agents, employees previously, laced plaintiff's drink with drugs, including but not limited to GHB and or ecstasy.
Yep.
And that theme of alleged drugging is a constant state, still dizzy and nauseous, but semi-conscious and disoriented. As plaintiff tried to get his bearings, he realized he was laying face down across a large ottoman.
Guess who was on
with
top
his head
of
and
him?
arms hanging off of one side and the
Sean
lower half of
Combs.
his body hanging off the other. His pants were pulled down to his ankles and his shirt was pulled over his head. He felt a great deal of pain and realized as he looked back that he was being anally sodomized by Combs.
Trigger warning.
His vision was blurry, but he recognized Combs' chest tattoo and the large gold chain with a jeweled cross on it that Combs wore during the interview. Plaintiff tried to fight him off, but felt dizzy and sick whenever he tried to move. Additionally, Combs' bodyguard was holding plaintiff down by the arms. John Doe then describes further alleged assaults in graphic detail, claiming multiple men raped him that day. He says he could hear other people in the room laughing and talking, believes that he saw camera flashes at one point. And John Doe claims that
he probably did see camera flashes, because that's how they're identifying these people. And I'm going to say again, Homeland Security and they said they are still investigating. We just heard grand jury testimony from Burgess. They're still investigating. He may be getting more charges, and he needs to. He doesn't need to come out. He's been using other people's phone privileges to manipulate and intimidate witnesses that he thinks may be testifying against him. Now, one of his former bodyguards died 3 months ago of pneumonia. Sean Diddy Combs have had 5 people to die around him from pneumonia. That is kind of fucking weird, if you ask me. I don't know 5 people or one person that died from pneumonia. This motherfucker has 5. LB Shore survived. Jamie Foxx survived. Allegedly, but LB Shore flat out said that he believes that he was the reason why he was put in the state he was in. Jamie Foxx said it, whether he was joking or not, but he said he was dead ass serious, that it was because of him. You've got 5 people around you that have died of pneumonia. Get the fuck out of here.
Multiple times before he was finally able to regain control of his body and get up. The complaint says, embarrassed and violated, plaintiff tried to cover himself up and started looking for his clothes. Once he found his pants, shirt, and shoes,
but his shirt
he ran for the door without his
head.
underwear and also without one of his prized possessions, a commemorative leather jacket that he got from working as a stuntman on the film RoboCop. Plaintiff never saw that jacket again.
Now, let me tell y'all, there was a black guy on IG that was talking about him being sexually assaulted. Everybody thought he was talking about Tyler Perry, since he was working with Tyler Perry on a movie. I'm believing this is who he was talking about. When I was reading this, I was like, oh my God, I need to go find that on IG. He was going to do a tell-all, and people were worried about his mental state. Drea, if you're here, do you remember that actor's name? Yes, because everybody was saying, go ahead, call Tyler out. Call Tyler out. I'm believing it was him when I read this.
As he ran out, he heard someone near the door laugh and say, "Hope you had fun." He goes on to say that the doorman helped plaintiff get a cab, and he returned to his room at his hotel, where plaintiff vomited and cried all night, replaying the trauma of what had just happened. He feared others' disbelief and or the perpetrator's retaliation if he told anyone. In the aftermath of the assault,
do we believe that could have been Christian Keys? because everybody thought Christian Keys was talking about Tyler Perry. Do we think this was Christian Keys? Because he never came out, and everybody in the chat kept saying, call him out, call him out, call him out. I'm thinking this was Christian Keys now. He's an actor.
Struggled with intense emotional pain and mental health issues, feeling disgusted and deeply depressed.
And that's
plaintiff has
him,
experienced a significant impact on his personal life. He is never married and often struggles to maintain relationships due to the assault. Now, John Doe is suing under the New York Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. This is something we've talked about before. So even though this alleged assault happened in 2001, John Doe's legal team is arguing that the GMVA would apply in this case, where the requirement that the crime of violence be committed because of gender or on the basis of gender and due at least in part to an animus based on the victim's gender.
What do you think?
That is
Ryan,
satisfied, they say, because defendant Combs forced plaintiff to engage in a sexual interaction without consent. Now, there is a look-back window to sue for these kinds of claims because when under normal circumstances, the statute of limitations would have expired and you can't. Club New Yorker in Manhattan. Combs and his entourage also attended the party and provided drinks to plaintiff and her friends throughout the night. During the Halloween party, one of Combs' security guards escorted plaintiff and two friends to a large black SUV limousine parked within walking distance of the club. They entered the vehicle and saw Combs sitting in the back. At least 6 members of Combs' security team were also in the limousine. One of the men handed plaintiff a drink. Minutes later, she began feeling dizzy, intoxicated, and disoriented. She felt as though she was unable to control her own actions. Based on information and belief, Combs, by himself or through his agents, employees, previously laced the drink with drugs, including but not limited to GHB and or ecstasy. So you can see similar language here. Combs allegedly ordered her to perform oral sex.
Hold on. It was Christian Keys. Oh my God. It was Christian Keys. No, not the young man from Empire. No. I'm going to pull up his face so you can see him.
One of his security guards, and then she also claims that she was forced to perform oral sex on Combs too. Quote, in the aftermath of the assault, plaintiff struggled with intense emotional pain and mental health issues, feeling disgusted and deeply depressed with symptoms of post-traumatic stress. And she is also suing for violations of New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated.
Okay, hold on. Let me share this tab. That's Christian Keys. That's Christian Keys right here. That's Christian Keys. He was on IG. This was months ago, having a meltdown, saying that he's going to put everything out there. He was blacklisted, all kinds of stuff. And everybody was thinking he was talking about Tyler Perry. I'm believing it's Diddy. Let me go look at his IMDb and see if he was in RoboCop.
Another Jane Doe says that she was attacked, this time in 2004, also in Manhattan. She says she was a 17-year-old model at the time and went to a modeling gig where she was approached by 2 men who gave her a flyer for a party.
Let me look at his
The lawsuit
IMDb.
says that the party turned out to be one of defendant Combs' infamous 4th of July parties at his estate in the Hamptons. Combs' Hamptons parties regularly attracted A-list celebrities from across the entertainment, fashion, and business worlds, and this one was no different. The event was lavishly decorated, featured live performances, music performances, and boasted top-tier food and beverages, an atmosphere of opulence and luxury full of celebrities. Many unsuspecting individuals like plaintiff were recruited to attend these parties. When plaintiff arrived, Combs' staff at the front door required her to hand over her purse and her cell phone prior to entering. Now, this is something that we've heard before, that guests at Combs' parties had to surrender their phones, and sometimes even it was reported had to sign non-disclosure agreements before they were allowed in. The complaint continues. Plaintiff recognized numerous celebrities in attendance as she walked around the party. Servers circulated through the rooms of the mansions with trays of drinks, and plaintiff decided to have one. Shortly after drinking it, plaintiff began to feel lightheaded and disoriented.
A lot of
what's alarming about that is, if that's true, she just took a random drink and it was potentially laced. I mean, that's the insinuation, right? And that's different than a drink being deliberately handed to her. So again, if true, were all the drinks at this party just laced with drugs? That was my initial impression from this. Quote, As she grew increasingly disoriented, plaintiff searched for a place to sit. She stumbled to a couch and promptly lost consciousness. When she awoke, plaintiff's underwear was missing.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Tyler Perry now. I really don't, because he just did another Tyler Perry movie not too long ago. I don't think it was Tyler Perry, but people kept saying, call him out, call him out. And he said it's affected his life. He's been under constant therapy. I'm thinking this was him. I don't know if he was a stunt double. Okay, I'm going to go back and finish looking at, but they're giving him movie credits for the roles he's played. Let me go see if he has any stunt credits. Let me go look.
Felt throbbing pains in her private areas, let me just say that. At this point, plaintiff was alone and she could not find the friend who had accompanied her to the party. In a state of panic, she began to hyperventilate and cry. The complaint goes on to state that Combs and two of his bodyguards approached plaintiff and threatened her. Combs told plaintiff that she would be in danger if she spoke about what had occurred, stating that he ran New York and would ruin her. At this point, plaintiff recognized that at least Combs had sexually assaulted her while she was unconscious. She feared for her life.
Was there any black
plaintiff was coerced into agreeing not to contact the police in exchange for the return of her purse and phone. She agreed out of fear of what would happen if she did not. In the aftermath of the assault, plaintiff experienced and continues to experience intense emotional pain and mental health issues, including post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and anxiety. And Jane Doe also cited the GMVA as her cause of action. Moving on to the fourth new lawsuit, the plaintiff, who now lives in Georgia, makes claims that he says happened much more recently, 2022, when he was 39 years old. Says he went to a Diddy party at a large home in New York City.
Being played
went with friends, drank alcohol that was provided to him, and John Doe says he blacked out. When plaintiff regained consciousness, he was in a dark bedroom with black walls on a bed with black sheets. Everything around him was dark. Plaintiff was horrified to find Combs on top of him, sodomizing him. Plaintiff, in a state of shock and confusion, forcefully fought Combs off and fled the room, making his way to a nearby bathroom. Despite still being in a dazed, disoriented state, plaintiff fled the house in an effort to escape the situation as quickly as possible. He didn't return to the party after the assault, but plaintiff was traumatized by the assault and continues to experience severe emotional distress as a result of what he endured at Combs' hands. John Doe is also filing under the GMVA. But there is something I have to tell you about this lawsuit, and that is that lawsuit was just dismissed. Yes, the judge said that the
one that was dismissed.
Failed to get the court's permission to file this anonymously as a John Doe. This is an issue we've seen before in other cases against Sean Combs, where courts have said the plaintiffs, they have to reveal their identities if they want this to proceed. Here, it seems to be an issue that...
Excuse me for a second. They're not stating who played his stunt double. But I see the actor that played RoboCop. He's from Canada. But they're not showing who played his stunt double. But I'm reading
that this plaintiff never even got permission from the court to do so. So we'll see what happens next. And now this brings us to the fifth lawsuit. And this actually doesn't cite the GMVA as a cause of action. Instead, a Florida John Doe is suing all the plaintiffs for assault and sexual assault.
RoboCop.
And his lawsuit states, in 2022, plaintiff mingled and spent time with associates of Combs' businesses at a popular Miami nightclub. He did not consume alcohol at the nightclub. After spending some time with these individuals, an associate of Combs invited plaintiff to an after-hours event being hosted by Combs at a residential home. After arriving, plaintiff entered the residence and joined the other partygoers. Plaintiff saw about 45 to 50 people, many of whom were recognizable public figures. While mingling and making small talk with others, an associate of Combs approached plaintiff, indicating that Combs wanted to meet with him. The associate took plaintiff upstairs, where Combs greeted him with a drink and offered a tour of the house. Plaintiff obliged and began following Combs around the home. The tour came to an end in a bedroom. The bedroom smelled strongly of marijuana. 5 other individuals, 3 men, 2 women, apart from Combs and plaintiff, were inside of the room as well. As plaintiff and Combs entered the room, Combs demanded the women perform sexual dances and acts on the other 3 men. Around this time, plaintiff suddenly felt weak and disoriented, unlike anything he had ever experienced with alcohol before. As plaintiff's condition worsened and he began to fall in and out of consciousness, plaintiff knew he had been drugged. John Doe says he passed out. When he awoke, He was naked, and he says that he saw Combs sexually assaulting him. Plaintiff recalls Combs telling him, "This is what you want,"
not them.
all while wearing, quote, "a disturbing smile." John Doe says that he passed out again, and
Michael
when he
K.
woke
Williams
up, he
is
was still in the
deceased.
bedroom,
Sam
but he was
Jackson,
alone.
hell no.
Plaintiff woke the next morning in the
Samuel
same
L.
bedroom
Jackson.
alone, almost immediately, as if someone could see inside of the room through a camera or other device. A member of Combs' security team entered, handed plaintiff his clothes, and instructed him to get dressed and prepare to leave the residence. That's interesting and frightening, because we've heard from various people in these civil lawsuits that Combs had cameras all over his house and was obsessive about filming things. But again, this John Doe is suing for assault and a sexual assault under Florida law. Defending Combs with the assistance and conspiracy of his businesses intentionally or knowingly caused physical contact, including the sexual assault with plaintiff, when defending Combs knew and should have known that plaintiff would regard such contact as offensive. By the way, you sue the businesses, not just Sean Combs. Obviously, he's very wealthy, but you go after the businesses. They have deeper pockets, too. By the way, one of the reasons he might be suing for assault and sexual assault is there might not be a statute of limitations issue. This is just a few years ago. And you also might say these assault claims, taking everything as true, are more straightforward to prove. By the way, speaking of Tony Busby, he has gotten himself into a bit of hot water recently. We've talked about this because in prior lawsuits that were filed by him on behalf of alleged victims, he has named people like Celebrity A or Celebrity B, who in one case allegedly participated in assaults. And Busby had previously promised that he was going to expose A-list people that were allegedly involved in Combs' criminal activity. But so far, that hasn't happened.
That's where we're going to stop that at. Okay, so it hasn't happened. He's basically settling cases with these celebrities, which wasn't what was supposed to happen. No, you bring them out. Now, Tony Busby, I told you guys the other day, he's being sued by a high-profile celebrity. And the celebrity has filed under John Doe. So here is
individuals and threatening to name them publicly if they fail to pay exorbitant sums of money. Busby then uses this money to fund his lavish lifestyle. He has deployed these threats in letters, statements to the press, his website, and on social media in recent months to try to shake down these well-known individuals.
Now, Tony Busby said the other day that he was going to release the demand letters. We haven't seen those yet that he has sent out, and I'm waiting to see these demand letters because if he's committing extortion, which I can't see him doing that, but, you know, should we take these lawsuits at face value? But he definitely said during that press conference, he had over 120 and he was going to be filing them as individual lawsuits, but he was vetting each lawsuit. That's what he said. He wasn't going to file any lawsuits until they were vetted. So let's see.
Intimidate or silence sexual assault survivors. It is obvious that the frivolous lawsuit filed against my firm is an aggressive attempt to intimidate or silence me and ultimately my clients. That effort is a gross miscalculation. I'm a U.S. Marine. I won't be silenced or intimidated. Now, I actually spoke with former prosecutor Melba Pearson this week about this.
That's where that stands. They're suing him right now. I don't know how that's going to work out for, well, that one celebrity is actually suing him, and I don't know how that's going to work out for them, but I can't see a lawyer of his statute actually doing this. So Ryan wanted to talk about Jussie Smollett, and I had it. Hold on a second. Let me grab Jussie Smollett so you can see what's going on with him. His conviction was overturned, and I'm like, really? For real? For what? So here we go. This is breaking news, which was yesterday.
We do want to share with you some breaking news as we have learned that the Illinois Supreme Court has overturned Jussie Smollett's conviction. And I wanted to share the very latest information with you. As earlier today, the Illinois Supreme Court overturned actor Jussie Smollett's conviction on charges that he staged a racist and homophobic attack against himself in downtown Chicago in 2019 and then lied to police. Smollett's appeal argued that a special prosecutor should not have been allowed to intervene after the Cook County State's Attorney initially dropped the charges.
Yes, they did.
The state's highest court heard arguments in September. Now, Smollett is African-American. He is also gay. He claimed two men assaulted him, spouted racial and homophobic slurs,
Oh my God, Lisa,
and then
lied.
tossed a noose around his neck. This led to a massive search for suspects by Chicago police detectives and also sparked international uproar. Now, Smollett was best known for starring on the TV drama Empire, which was filmed in Chicago. And prosecutors alleged he staged this attack because a jury convicted him.
First of all, I believe it was staged. You just happen to be going to Subway at that time of morning and two people just happen to jump out and assault you and call mega, mega, mega. Really? Make America great. I didn't believe it when I heard it. And that's why he lost his job on Empire.
Of 5 counts of disorderly conduct in 2021. Smollett, though, has maintained his innocence. Now, attorneys have argued that the case was over when the Cook County State's Attorney Office dropped an initial 16 counts of disorderly conduct after Smollett performed community service and also forfeited a $10,000 bond. A grand jury restored charges after a special prosecutor took to the case. Now, Smollett testified there was no hoax and that he was the victim of a hate crime in his neighborhood. He was sentenced to 150 days in jail, 30 months of probation, and ordered to pay about $130,000 in restitution. A state appellate court ruling upheld Smollett's conviction, declaring that no one promised Smollett that he wouldn't face a fresh prosecution after accepting the original deal. So we continue to follow this breaking news, and we did want to share that with you as the Illinois Supreme Court has overturned Jussie Smollett's conviction on charges that he staged a racist and homophobic attack against himself in downtown Chicago in 2019 and then lied to police. As soon as we...
So let me give you the backstory on this. He wanted more money for Empire, okay? He wanted more money. His contract was coming up. Thank you. He wanted more money. His contract was being renegotiated. So he figured, and if it happened, I'll be right there with him, okay? His contract was being renegotiated. He decided to do this, hired these two brothers, and they were real brothers, not just because they're black, to do the attack. They came forward. And this is how all of this blew up. So I started basically with Lisa, and we're going to end with Lisa. I told you she wasn't going to rehab because she just went live again. She went live in the snow. Okay? This was an hour ago. Damn, Lisa. Damn. Here we go.
They're laughing at me again. Wow. I need somebody to cash out for me so I can get a couple things that I need to leave. That's it. That's all.
I missed it.
But I need them to text me. No, I'm not okay. I want to go. I don't want to not go. You have to text me. It's 412-482-0942.
Putting her number out.
412-482-0942.
If you guys missed it, I'll play it again so you can get her number. Okay? She put it out there. Let's put it out there.
82094. 412-482-0942.
There she go. Y'all can call her.
I'm gonna go. I want to get my stuff. I don't want to go, but I'm going to. Whatever.
Look at the snow.
No, I can't use Cole's cash. I can't use Cole's cash.
Yes,
No. What do you mean I don't need anything?
Yes, you can.
I'm not going if I don't get my stuff. I'm not kidding. I don't have a cigarette.
We don't care. Here's the thing. You go to rehab for yourself. If you don't care about your own life, nobody else should. I don't care if you go or not. I don't. You've been going since fucking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. You're not going.
I've been upset all freaking night.
Yeah, I did. So
it's not fair.
It's not fair, guys.
4-1.
It's not fair.
4-1. Battery's gonna die. My battery. 412.
Look where she's at. You're walking around to get drug money. Everybody knows what you're about. You were busted. You were going in Discord acting like you this sweet person. You're misunderstood. You were going to all these NA meetings. All of a sudden, you started going to Discord. No more NA meetings. Girl, no one, anybody, and they're up there. Lisa, we're so proud of you. I'm like, proud of what? What are you proud of? She's lying to you. I heard her light the pipe on the Discord. I heard Kim snorting on the Discord. You're not clean.
4820942. The Dollar General's right there. Nobody helped me last night. I don't need McDonald's money, ma'am. I'm doing good. I'm upset that I'm gonna leave.
Never left. Hi, Quinn.
Oh, yeah, you're a joke.
You turn the comments off because she doesn't like what's being said. Let's see. Let's go. Let's see. Did she come back? Oh, there she is. Hold on. Right there. Her battery's going to die. She just left her house. Let's see. What did she come back at? Or does she come back? Oh, let me see. She doesn't come back. Nope, she doesn't come back. So let's see. Okay, let's see. Chantel, did you grab her this morning? Let's see if she went live again because she lost connection, I guess. Hold on. Let's see. I missed it. I was live. Damn it. I was live. I missed it. Oh, yeah. And Lori, see, I was watching Lori this morning. She exposed her address. This is, what's today? 11/22. Hold on. Is this the same one?
Here we go already.
Okay, there's
that for me so I can get a couple things that I need to leave. That's it. That's all. But I need them to text me. No, I'm not okay. I want to go. I don't want to not go. You have to text me. It's 412-482-412. I'm gonna go. I want to get my stuff. I am gonna go. I don't want to go, but I'm going to. Whatever. I know I can't use Cold's cash. I can't use Cold's cash. No. What do you mean I don't?
Please do that stuttering thing again. They're telling her sister's going to
need anything. I'm not going if I don't get my stuff. I'm not kidding. I don't have a cigarette. I've been upset all freaking night.
Who cares? She don't get her stuff, guys. She's not going. That's on you, baby. No one cares.
4-1.
I think that store address is 3431. Is that empty building?
The Dollar General's right there. Nobody helped me last night. I don't need McDonald's money, ma'am. I'm doing good. I'm upset that I'm gonna leave. Well, you're a joke.
Writing the eulogy. Oh, shit.
These people, I can't believe it.
She breaks out like that when she's using. That's when she breaks out, when she's using. Look at this woman. It's disgusting what she's doing. Her kids.
It'll fucking die. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I just want to get my stuff. My dad's gonna.
Her dad. She's lying. She's lying. When she opens her mouth, she's lying. Good
Her
morning,
account was
Glenn.
banned at
Hi,
the
good
end.
morning. So that is.
Here we go.
So I'm showing. I'm sure she'll be. I'm sure she'll be back again because she keeps coming back when she gets no money. Nobody is falling for her bullshit anymore. No one. And the ones that are giving her money are the ones that want to see her OD. It's not a game. This woman, first of all, you lost your children's father to an OD. Why would you want to put this back on your kids? She's lost her home. She lost her kids. She doesn't care about anything except for herself. Glenn Crack, I haven't been getting any notifications for you. And I'm not getting any notifications, period, for the channels that I follow. Unless somebody sends me a message and tells me so-and-so is live, I don't get the notifications. But anyway, those are the stories that I had for you this morning. That's the discussion I wanted to have with you this morning. So you can see the stuff that's going on in our world, in our news, and to see that you're not safe anywhere. Kids are not safe in daycare. Elderly are not safe in their home. Oh, Mama Mary from Amish. What is it? Mama Mary was sent home yesterday on hospice care. She has stage 4 colon cancer. She was sent home. Her daughter went on live and gave an update last night. So she's home right now. They're saying, everybody's there. They're saying that Jeremiah wants to come see her, but Jeremiah himself is sick. His skin is yellowish. I haven't seen him on TikTok in at least a month or so. He was in the hospital. Him and his wife are separated, and she put him out. He was living in his car. But Mama Mary from, what is it? The one with Jeremiah and all of them when they would go down to Florida. Not Growing Up Amish. I can't remember the name of the damn show, but she was sent home yesterday and she is on hospice care. So they released her. There was nothing else that they can do for her. Amanda has court on. Chantel, what does Amanda have court on Monday for? Hold on a second. Hold on, Chantel. Let me drop the link so you can come up and tell me what's going on with Amanda. Hold on. You can come up because I really can't stomach her. And that parody you did of her was funny as shit again. You needed to go to the courthouse right behind you. I was rolling. Then you were like, I need to go downtown. And downtown is right there. Return to Amish. Thank you. Hi, Wendy. Good morning. You've been on hiatus rebranding your channel. Okay. So what are you well, you know what? I'm not even going to ask you what you rebranding your channel to. Where is Chantel? There she is. Hi, sweetie. What's going on? What's going on?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Amanda, apparently she smacked her mother-in-law. And mother-in-law has a restraining order against her.
Is this the mother-in-law she was living with?
So she's really homeless.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. All right. So hold on to Chantel. I'm going to mute you for a minute because I hear feedback. So Chantel covers Amanda. She covers all of these scammers and stuff on TikTok. But okay, Chantel. You'll be back on your channel after. Oh, you got a big interview. Okay, can we have a hint? Is it Paul? Chantel, are you there?
Yepper.
Okay. I'm sorry, that was feedback. And I couldn't take it because it was vibrating. So she has court today?
She has court on Monday.
Monday. When did she slap the mother-in-law?
I think it was Monday.
Because she and Frank had been living with his mother, right? And telling people she was sleeping in a car or living in the woods, right?
Yepper.
Damn, Chantel. So are you going to go? So is it on Zoom? So are you going to be able to get in there? Because you can.
I highly doubt it, but no, I don't know.
Okay, did you see that this woman that was on Lisa's panel was telling people to come see her and that she would do whatever? Do you see this woman posted a ticket where she is flying there to go whip this woman's ass because she was talking shit to her on a panel?
No.
It's in Discord. Girl, this is ridiculous. She purchased it. I mean, not a fake ticket like Lisa, a real ticket to go whip this woman's ass from talking shit to her on the panel.
No, I didn't hear of it. I haven't been paying attention to Discord in a while.
Girl, she doesn't live in the woods. She was lying. Also, Paul and Karine divorced and pregnant again with 50. Yeah, so Paul is upset because Karine is pregnant by her 50-year-old boyfriend. Because according to Paul, the guy convinced her to take her IUD out. Got you. Okay. So that's according to Paul. I don't care about Paul and Karine. I thought he was a jerk when he was on the show. I thought he was a piece of shit then, and I still think he's a piece of shit. I think he likes young girls, girls that look young, and that's why he spends a lot of time in Brazil, and then he likes being done up the ass too by guys. So I don't really care about Paul. I really don't. I don't care. Susan, I hope everything's okay with you and Eddie. But anyway, Chantel, so when are you going to go live on your channel? Because I know you've been posting stuff, but when are you going to go live?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I like to hear your voice.
I've been busy going on Twitch, though. I went live yesterday on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, so when you get back in the chat, drop your Twitch channel because I don't know what channel you're on Twitch. And that's where you game at and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if we have gamers in here. Hi, Michelle LaBelle. I don't know if we have gamers in here or not, but Chantel, when you get in the chat, just drop your link down there. But I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover this morning. I really have. There was some other stuff that happened yesterday, but now I can't think. My mind is not. There was an execution in Alabama. With nitroglycerin, I think it was nitro that they used. It was Alabama's first electrocution in I think years. Hold on a second. Let me see. Did I tag that? I see Bambi is still live, and she was talking about the Kennedy curse. Hold on a second. Electrocution.
Electrocution with nitroglycerin?
Yeah, that's that's what they call it. Not execution, not electrocution. Execution. Execution.
Yeah, with nitroglycerin. Glycerin is you put it under the tongues for people who have problems with their heart. It's for under the tongue.
Yeah, so hold on a second. Yeah, they did it in Alabama. He was just put to death, and it's the first one they did in quite some with nitro. With they said nitro, I said nitroglycerin. So I really but it happened. They put him to death, and they said that he cursed out everyone. Look, he cursed out everyone. He cursed out everybody, gave everybody the middle fingers, and then his spiritual advisor went to him, and then hold on, his name is Carrie Dale Grayson, and he was executed for a murder that they committed when he was a teenager. They picked up a 37-year-old woman, beat her to death, threw her over a bridge, and then went back and mutilated the rest of her body. Did you hear about that? Hi, Tattooed Mama. So here it is. Let me show you guys this really, really quick. So, and then I'm going to get out of here. But they use nitro hot pot. Oh, okay. It wasn't nitroglycerin. Hold on. You know me. I'll be adding shit. So hold on. Let me show you this.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to Leilani Simon and the Susan Smith trial.
Yep. Well, I haven't watched. I know Jose was found guilty, and I need to see what's going on with Leilani and Chloe, because it was a mess yesterday.
Alabama carried out its third nitrogen hypoxia execution. No other state has used this method.
30 years after he killed a hitchhiker near Birmingham, now 50-year-old Carrie Dale Grayson was pronounced dead tonight at 6:33 at the Holman Correctional Facility near Atmore. WKRG News 5's Asher Red witnessed the execution.
Carrie Dale Grayson gasped for air multiple times throughout the 27-minute process. Carrie Dale Grayson put to death 30 years after his crime, the brutal 1994 murder of 32-year-old Vicky DeBlue. When asked by the warden what his final words were, Grayson said, quote, yeah, for you need to F off, end quote. Alabama Department of Corrections Commissioner John Q. Ham says it's no surprise the guard had to cut Grayson's microphone off.
Did you hear his statement? Mm-hmm. All right, so that was enough. He's cussed out most of our employees tonight, so we were not going to give him the opportunity to just spew that profanity.
Just before gas was administered at 6:12 p.m., Grayson raised both of his middle fingers to the witnesses. At that point, his spiritual advisor calmed him down, and he gave a thumbs up and rested his head. He proceeded to twitch and go against the restraints as nitrogen was introduced to his system.
The first movements he was doing, all that, in my opinion and other staff's opinion, that was all show.
From 6:13 to 6:20, Grayson gasped for air 14 times, each gasp separated by 15 to 30 seconds. Grayson's last noticeable breath was at 6:21, and it was much smaller than the rest. The curtains closed at 6:27, 6 minutes before Grayson was pronounced dead.
Society failed this man as a child, and my family suffered because of it.
Jody Haley is DeBlue's daughter. She was 12 years old when her mother was killed.
I don't know what it is like to have a mother while going through life.
DeBlue was hitchhiking from Chattanooga, Tennessee to her mother's house in West Monroe, Louisiana. Prosecutors say Grayson and 3 others, who were all teenagers at the time, took DeBlue to a wooded area and beat her to death. The group, who had been drinking and using drugs, then cut DeBlue's ears off before throwing her body off of a cliff. DeBlue had been stabbed over 180 times, and almost every bone in her skull was fractured. 5 days after the murder, DeBlue's body was found by 3 rock climbers. Haley did speak out against the death penalty, saying that an eye for an eye mentality is just...
Let me stop this. Lauren just phoned me back, and that is not Lauren that was in the chat. She was not in my chat. She was not in Georgie Cat's chat. So Lauren just called me back. I told you guys when I first started that I phoned Lauren this morning and left her a message, just so everybody knows. And I'm glad Georgie Cat went and took a look at the date that they joined YouTube. That is not Lauren. That is in the chats. Okay. I just spoke to Lauren. That is not her.
Not right. In Atmore, I'm Asher Red, WKRG News 5.
I'm sorry. So that's why I was muted, because I got right now, and so for actually killing baby Quentin, and that was next on my list, but I'll talk about that later. But I definitely I had to take the call because I had called her this morning when I got up. So just so you guys know, I saw that. Just so you guys know, if you see somebody in the chat with the name Lauren in parentheses NB, it is not her. So she just phoned me back. All right. So you guys have a great day. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Tattooed. Oh, good morning, Tattooed Mama. Wait a minute. There were two guys I went to school with that essayed a girl that cut her throat, and they only got 15 years. They were adults at the time it happened. Did the girl survive? Tattooed Mama, did she survive? Oh my God. Hi, Crafting with Amanda. Wait a minute. I missed some stuff in chat because I was talking to Lauren. Okay, Susan said they're okay. I'm sorry, I had to take her call. Chantel, you're always welcome up here. Okay. Hi, sweetie. So I'm going to go now, guys, and I need to check on my friend and make sure she's doing okay. She's in the hospital. So you guys have a great, great day. I appreciate each and every one. So let me tell you, I may be back around 11 o'clock because P. Diddy is due in court. So I may be back. Don't hold me to it, but I may be back. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. Hi, my sweet baby. Tell him I said hi. Bye, guys.